Hello, everybody. My name is Corey Rosen, and you're listening to the Story Podcast. Today, we have on a super awesome guest, a returning guest, Mr. Adam Stec.
Two-timer. I'm here. I'm
That's
very excited.
right. Yeah, Adam Stec, born and raised in Lancaster County, discovered his love for music at his younger years. Growing up, his trajectory was set on becoming an entrepreneur. After initially volunteering his time, he landed a low-level job at Drums Etc., the Drummer Pro Shop, and now you're the owner.
It's true. The low-level position thing cracks me up. I just picture me just like on my hands and knees scrubbing the floors. But yes, I am here. I own Drums Etc.
That's right. And if you want to check out the rest of that story behind that, go check out our previous episode with Adam where we go into all of that and more. But today we're here to talk about a wonderful, awesome, amazing event. The 27th Annual PA Drum Show held at Mickey's Black Box November 24th, 2024.
That's it. The PA Drum Show is back. It is our second year running it. It is our second year having it hosted in Lidditz. We brought it more local, but it's the 27th year that it's happening. And the PA Drum Show is the second longest running drum show in the country behind the Chicago Drum Show. So there's a lot of legacy there, a lot of history, and it just all came together beautifully last year. We had an overwhelming support from the community. We had over 700 people show up, which blew our minds. We had a parking lot full of a whole line across the parking lot for hours.
Yeah.
We were not prepared. Let's just say that. And we really appreciate everyone's support and patience last year. But this year it's back, and it's bigger than we've ever done it before.
It surprised me last year because I almost thought that Mickey's Black Box might be a little bit, or it was just at capacity.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things where we were like, oh, wait, how many people are in here? What's going on?
Right.
Oh, on the mezzanine level, what's the weight that this can support? Because that kind of thing. No, they have got plenty of headroom there, but it was definitely an overwhelming amount of people that showed up and came out and supported drummers, not drummers. Folks brought their bandmates with them. Folks traveled from super far. We had some folks from Canada, out west, way down south. This is a road trip worthy event, and they got in the car and they drove out to the drum show, and we're honored to have that and to be able to offer this to not only our local community, but whoever wants to come out.
So tell me a little bit about, I know we talked about this last episode too, but your planning process for the first one. What was like your main goals of that first one?
Yeah, so the main goals of the first one was to make it happen. Yeah. We actually, I reached out to Jack Lawton, so huge props to Jack Lawton for starting the show in 1995. For folks doing the math, we didn't exist.
I was gonna say, yeah, both of us didn't exist.
We didn't exist yet. I was like, yeah, you're a little young. Yeah, we didn't exist yet. Very close, very close. But he started in 1995 and continued it. And besides missing 1 year because of COVID shenanigans, basically, it was an annual event, and he kept it up and kept it going. So last year, I reached out to him about a booth to get a booth for Drums Etc., which is a music store. I don't know if we established that. Drums Etc. is a music store where we sell drums and etc. It's very very easy to follow if you're in the loop, but if you're not, it might be like, who is this guy? I sell drums all the time. But this drum event was something that just continued on, and he was gonna scrap the show. Not because it wasn't working, not because he just did it for 25 years and he thought that was a good stopping point. So I talked to him, but this was only 2 months prior to the 26th show that we put on. So last year my priority was to make it happen because I didn't want to skip that year. I wanted to continue on the legacy of the show, and we did that with flying colors thanks to help from all of our staff and volunteers and folks. So we were really proud of pulling off the show last year.
Yeah, it was a wonderful event.
Now this year, we get to really dive into what would make it better, what worked, what didn't. And it's my absolute favorite thing to sit in meetings around the shop involving customers, involving attendees, and involving my shop staff that work the event and say, what could we do better? And just learn and build. And then each year you just refine and make everything way more enjoyable. And so because of that, this year we were adding a lot to the show that we didn't have last
year. So tell me about it.
Yeah, so this year, things that weren't there last year versus this year, we can get into that. But real quick, I can just give you a basic rundown of what the show is and what's happening at the show. So there's 5 or 6 different things that you can do at the show.
All at once.
All at once. So first and foremost, it is not a performance. It is not just a bunch of drummers getting up there and the drum show
showing off.
Sounds like they're up there just like chopping it out, right? The drum show is essentially like a flea market meets trade show. So we're involving both vendors selling and folks being able to buy in a marketplace type setting. In addition to, then that's going to be collectors.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be vintage rare pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be just great deals on drums, cymbals, accessories, etc. But it's also going to be this year involving inventors, folks that actually have drum inventions. We have a guy coming out that made a new hi-hat apparatus type thing, and it's 100 years.
Interesting.
To this year, it's 100 years since the hi-hat evolved from that low boy setting that the drum nerds see out there, where it's just on the ground as a timekeeper. The hi-hat cymbals, 100 years ago, it was invented.
Wow.
And it's an American thing, an American invention. So
That's
there's a lot of American heritage kind of involved in the drum set and the invention of that and the community. So we're celebrating that with those guys coming. So there's inventors. This year, a new thing that we have is called Industry Alley. So in addition to folks that might have a collection of drums that want to sell some stuff and buy a vendor booth, we have a whole section on the one mezzanine level in Mickey's. It's called Industry Alley, and we're involving the manufacturers that are producing the new products. We have Zildjian, Zildjian Company, Zildjian Cymbals coming out, Meinl Cymbals, Gretsch Drums, Schlagwerk Percussion, Peisty Cymbals, and then representation via the raffle of giveaways that I can talk about as well.
That I won last year.
That you won. Hey, you won a giveaway last year. Everyone that comes into the show gets a raffle ticket, free ticket. You can buy more tickets if you want. But we get support from the industry. Not the Industry Alley is going to feature our raffle, is going to be up there. So we have support, although we don't have a presence of, from Sabian Cymbals so far. Zildjian, of course, is donating a lot. Ludwig Drums, who's going to be at the show next year, is donating a snare drum and a hardware pack they're giving away. We're going to be giving away a drum set from Drums Etc. J Drums, which is one of our vendors, is donating a snare to give away. Tons of cymbals, accessories, all sorts of fun stuff, snare weight, percussion. All these smaller companies that went in on the show are doing it too. So in addition to having that marketplace of vendors, folks selling stuff, we have representation from the new manufacturers in the industry and cutting edge stuff.
That's so cool.
On that second level. So that's the basics of the drum show, is buying and selling stuff. So if folks have stuff they want to sell, if you folks have stuff you want to sell, we also have a consignment section. So it's not like investing in a whole booth and, selling a whole bunch of stuff. But if you've got, it's up to 5 items. A drum set could be one of those items. Bring it to the show. It's $5 for a consignment tag per item. So that's cymbal, snare drum. Just pay us $5. You can sell it. Keep whatever you make. Drum sets are $20 tag for a whole drum set, and folks can sell their own stuff there. So that's kind of the basics of, that's the foundation of the show, is that marketplace area. But we've got other stuff going on.
We got other stuff going on too.
You and I have really exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, I am super excited to be a part of this event.
There is an education section on the opposite mezzanine level upstairs. And the kind of grand finale of the drum show, and it was last year as well, is a drum clinic. This year we have Ed Toth of the Doobie Brothers and Vertical Horizon. He's going to be performing and talking and opening up Q&A, and we're going to have a whole drum set up. We've got sound reinforcement on that level. In that education area, provided by Keller Pro Audio. So we're trying to involve a lot more local folks. The two guys that run Keller Pro Audio, Brett and Zach, they're the main sound guys that run sound at Tellus 360 in downtown Lancaster and at Phantom Power in Millersville, in addition to doing a lot of other freelance work. So we're involving them. But that's kind of like at the end of the show. During the day, we've got Drum Key Podcast, which is my podcast.
That's
where
right.
We nerd out about drums, and you were a guest on very recently.
That's right.
But because Sean and I, who normally host the show, are going to be busy running the drum show, you're going to host the podcast.
That's right. I'm going to be in charge of everything. And it's been such an exciting thing because I for those who don't know my background, I did my focus, that's what it's called, in college was percussion, and auxiliary percussion, but percussion nonetheless. And so I do have a little bit of knowledge in the auxiliary percussion, and it's been exciting to dive into the drum set and try to figure out what questions I have to ask of the guests. And I've been doing a lot of research on your podcast, actually.
Oh, good.
Because you do those segments of turn it up, turn it down. I'm going to bring some of that back for sure.
Good.
And incorporate all of that stuff into the Drum Key podcast, because without it, I don't think it is the Drum Key podcast.
Yeah, there's a few segments that we do on the show that are kind of fun, but I'm just excited you're going to be up there for 3 hours during the day. It's not only a place where you can go and learn, it's a place where you can kind of get away from the noise and relax.
And just hang out. Listen to a podcast.
We were talking about that last year with all sorts of folks selling drums, testing things, cymbals. You get hundreds of people in a big room like that. It gets wild. It gets loud and crazy on the main floor.
Yeah, I had to take a little bit of a break.
It kind of inspired this a little bit. We were talking about that. It's like we need a place where people can kind of get away from the noise, maybe stop, grab a drink at the bar, or whatever, head on upstairs, just chill in some comfy seats, listen to podcast interviews.
A little talk show. Yeah.
A little talk show basically is happening upstairs during the event, which is great. I know we have a lot of big name drummers coming, including like Matt Greiner of August Burns Red.
Yep. Tristan Miller from Big Fat Meanies, and also one of your instructors.
Yeah, he just started teaching at the shop too.
Yeah, and I'm hoping Ed Toth will be a part of that.
Yes, Ed's going to be around all day, and he said he's definitely crashing.
that would be lovely
for sure. And then whoever else shows up.
else shows up.
Last at the Delaware Drum Show, we had Pat Petrillo come and crash the podcast, and Ed came over as well. We did a kind of on the spot kind of conversation type interview with Bernard Purdy at the Delaware show. You know, these shows attract a lot of drum nerds, and guess who the biggest drum nerds are? The guys that are out there playing all the time, the guys that are doing clinics, doing master classes, doing that sort of thing. So this show is very, very attractive, especially to folks and drummers that live in like that New York area.
Oh yeah,
they come down like this is their show, right?
Maybe we should have like a sign up sheet to those, like just in case.
Yep. Yeah. This is what it looks like when you plan a drum show on a podcast promoting the drum show.
Right?
Constantly changing.
Trying to think about it, right?
You need a
whiteboard, yeah.
Idea.
Because I've reached out to a lot of drummer friends. I know Robbie Reed from South Central Junction is going to be there and wants to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
They're a new jazz fusion kind of piece that runs the town in Lancaster. And then I know K Rock will probably be there. Karen.
Great drummer,
fantastic drummer. I'd love to pick his mind on have you had him on the podcast yet?
No, not yet.
You should.
He's on my list.
He's on your list.
He's on my list.
Yeah, maybe we should have like a little sign up sheet. Say, hey, this is who I am. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, man.
And then we can get it on. That'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's happening upstairs. So we got the marketplace thing, buying, selling, industry people going on simultaneously. Podcast happening upstairs, the talk show, and then the clinic to end it. Out front, we've got other
more stuff.
So out front, we've got two major things. First, we haven't really announced that we're doing this yet, so I needed to save a couple things for the story podcast.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I want to kind of say that we're doing on the spot, custom laser engraved drumsticks.
Wow!
Out front, so we're bringing the laser. We got this whole shield, all the protection gear and everything. We're gonna have two crazy people out there, potentially, if I can convince them, dressed like mad scientists. We'll see. We'll see. We're still up in the air on that the costumery, but they're gonna be live engraving drumsticks. We're gonna have some there that say PA Drum Show, an awesome memento to take with you. But then if someone wants to get their signature or their name, they can have their own signature drumstick. If you want to have something to say the story,
that's what I was exactly thinking about.
We're gonna be doing that live, so that's happening out front. We also have the biggest drum circle.
That's right.
Of the year happening out front.
That's
Last year we had over, I think I counted like 100, 150 people.
It was about 100 or so people.
It was crazy. And and that happens like kind of a, what's that called? That like pull through area that it's covered out front of the drum show. And bring your drums, bring your seats, hop in on the drum circle. That happens at 3:00. At 2:00, there's a performance by the Love Drums, who are a killer group in the area, run by Ed Haggard. He runs our drum circles at our monthly drum circle at Drums Etc. as well.
I hope Ed Haggard crashes the podcast too.
Oh yeah, he'll be in. He's got a vendor booth set up inside. He's gonna be selling djembes and traditional West African drums.
He is like the person when it comes to those kind of drums. And he's recorded with some major acts.
Absolutely, yeah. He's Nashville based for years and moved up here a few years ago. So he's running the drum circle and the performance out front. Also out front, we have Bluestone Bakery, which is another local business that I'm trying to get in. This is it, guys. I have built something that's pretty cool, or I should say, we're continuing on something that Jack built.
Yes.
And how I elevate things, especially locally, is by involving all of our businesses, all of our people. As I say, I always say that I'm incorporating our people. You're one of our people.
That's right.
You're coming along. Everyone's going to be involved and help benefit other businesses, spread awareness for them. I want to give back as much as possible. Bluestone Bakery is going to be out front. They've got a kind of food truck trailer thing situation going to be out there. And then inside, so that's kind of like your dessert kind of cool things. They're going to be cooking up some special drum
That'd be really
stuff,
cool. Yeah,
which
yeah.
is super cool. And then inside, Mickey's Black Box stepped up their game. So typically they kind of have like a snack stand kind of thing, but they're going to have substantial food inside.
Substantial food.
Substantial food. They know people want to hang out all day.
That's
and
right.
They don't want to leave. So they're going to have that. There's going to be seating inside. They are currently testing, and it should be ready before the show, a QR code ordering system.
Ooh.
So you just scan a QR code, place your order, they'll text you, you go pick up your food when it's ready at the window.
That's so
cool
awesome.
stuff like that. And then they have a full service bar.
They do.
That's going to be there.
They've got like 4 locations of that bar.
Yeah. There's going to be. Don't worry, you're going to be taken care of there as well. So we've got the food side of things as well. Let's see, food raffle, buying things, selling things, entertainment, education, a chance to play. We're trying to incorporate as much as possible in one epic day of drumming, and I'm very excited for it to happen.
And there's the flyer. If anybody wants to look at it. Yep, right over there.
There's the flyer. There's the flyer for it. If you guys are watching at home, we just launched a brand new page on drumsetcetera.com. We actually built a new website, and we have a dedicated page. You can get to it right from any page on our website. That's the Pennsylvania Drum Show page, and that's where we're going to post. We posted everything for this year. We're going to keep that there and keep adding to it as the years go on.
Might I add that this ticket is only $15?
Yeah, it's $15 to get in, guys.
To do all of these things? Are you kidding me?
No, yeah. So I don't want to get super infomercially about it, but it's $15
for a 6-hour event.
Yeah, with
filled
all of that.
with all of this stuff, with so many activities for you and your friends and your kids, to be quite honest, because the kids could do their drum circle all day too. For like it'll last for an hour. Right?
Well, kids also will benefit the most. Last year, every kid that walked around had at least 2 free pairs of drumsticks. I saw a kid get gifted a snare drum from a guy just because he liked that he was a drummer. Like, kids get taken care of here because it's the next generation passing it on. So I've seen kids walking around with free cymbals, different stuff like that. Not saying you'll get all of that if you're a kid.
So
but
if you're a drummer, you bring your kid, you get free gear.
That's it. Bring your children. No, but it is fun for the whole family. We try to have some stuff for everyone, depending on what pace you want to take the show. If folks are not into big crowds, and if they're also, or if they're like a serious collector and are looking for first crack at some of this awesome rare gear, we have another ticket option that's a VIP early entry ticket option.
$25.
$25. So it's $10 more. We're limiting that to 100 people. The first hour of the show from noon to 1 is just for those 100 customers. So or attendees, I should say. You get into the show early. You get to walk around, get first crack at everything, like I said, and get a little bit of elbow room.
Yeah.
This was requested and recommended. We're receiving feedback about the show as it's happening, before it's happening, after it happens. And this was a major thing that folks asked us for. We've already sold out, or not sold out. We've sold, I think, 55 out of the 100 tickets already.
Wow.
So clearly there's an interest there for folks. So get on that.
If you're an introvert or have other stuff to do.
Exactly. If you're an introvert or have other stuff to do, don't want to wait in lines or push through crowds, that early entry is really for you.
So early entry starts at 12. Main show starts at 1. There's going to be one heck of a line.
Well,
imagine.
We actually have, so this year, to combat that, we've got 3 entrances.
Oh.
You can get tickets now at mickey'sblackbox.com. You can get tickets now if you just search Drums Etc. Go to our website, click on the drum show page. It'll take you there. Go to our Facebook page. Go to our Instagram. It's all linked up. So if you just search PA Drum Show, you'll be able to find it. You'll find it. You can get tickets ahead of time. So there's going to be a separate entrance for folks that have pre-purchased tickets ahead of time, very clearly marked, with a giant timpani head that we're painting that says pre-purchase ticket entrance here. You know, where everything's drum
That's
themed.
awesome.
You have to understand.
Yeah.
But we have a separate entrance for you. We have a separate entrance for folks buying tickets. And then we have a consignment entrance. So if folks are bringing stuff with them, they're actually going to be able to load that stuff in and set it up in
Nice.
the loading dock area.
Nice.
It just makes sense.
It just
we,
makes sense.
We thought it. Sean thought of that this year, who works at the shop. And I was like, you genius. Have people load in gear at the loading dock, you know? So that's going to be a separate entrance there. So folks can get their entry ticket on that side of the building, around the right side of the building, bring their consignment stuff in, not have to deal with anyone who's looking to purchase tickets, not have to deal with anyone who pre-purchased that's just there as a regular attendee. So there's 3 entrances to facilitate that. My goal is no more than 6 people in a line at any given time. And
that's ambitious.
Listen, man, I've been running some data. I think we can pull it off.
All right.
But we have the help this year. Last year, we kind of ran one door, didn't expect too many people to come. It was insane. We had one guy, our credit card reader went down, our tap, so we couldn't tap. We had to swipe. This year, we have fully staffed Mickey's Black Box, who handles all the ticketing. They're going to be at all 3 entrances to scan everyone in and get everyone going. In addition, yes, it's Mickey's Black Box. Yes, it's a venue. Yes, Ticketmaster is, I know, everyone's evil ooze. I can feel the judgment. But guess what? A $15 ticket is exactly $15 at checkout at the end. We're absorbing all those costs. We're absorbing all those fees. So it took forever. And let me tell you, go Ticketmaster. Thanks for helping us out. But it was a journey. But we got that all sorted out behind the scenes, so you don't have to worry about it. If you buy a $25 ticket, $25 out of your account. $15 ticket, exactly $15.
Wow.
Not a dime more.
There you go.
So we know that sucks when you go and there's all these hidden fees and everything. There's none of that. We took care of it. We got you.
There you go.
Yeah.
What do you think you're excited most for?
I'm just excited to see everyone, because this is an event. It's funny to see people together that you see throughout the year or whatever, but this is an event that like brings people together, right? So this has become a tradition for a lot of folks in the drum show scene, but also just even in our community, our drumming community. And this is one place where we all get together and see each other. And there are a couple other shows. There's the Chicago show, as I mentioned, the Delaware show, which is a great show. But this show is very, it's got a great location as far as like being close to big cities and drawing a lot of people. So this is where the hang happens, and you're not expected to buy anything when you come to the drum show.
No.
Just come and hang out, meet other drummers, talk drums.
Network.
This is where you get all the drum talk out of your system, so you don't drive the other family members crazy at home, right?
Yeah, right.
This is it. This is the event.
Well, I guess it's right before Thanksgiving.
It is.
So you can get all your nerdiness out. You don't have to bother your family with it.
Yep.
And then, yeah, this is pretty much one of the like only major events in this area.
Yeah, it's a big deal. We're just proud to be part of it.
At least in this time of year.
And yeah, this time of year, you know, and we know the holiday season gets crazy, so we're trying to keep it just before. There's also kind of there's just a lot of good energy in the air. Like everyone knows that there's like chaos coming, so they're just like, let's just go and have a chill weekend. I know folks who are specifically hiding the fact that it's their birthday weekend, and they're like, no, I'm just gonna go to the drum show, and if anyone wants to come see me, they can come talk to me in my happy place. That's the vibe that we get. There's plenty of places to go and sit and to hang out, talk, share ideas, learn a lot from each other, and just spend time together as drummers.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Will you have earplugs for sale?
No,
so bring your own earplugs.
Every drummer that walks in the door, their shearing's already shot. No, I'm just kidding.
That's kind of fair.
It's not worth it. No. But we won't have earplugs for sale, but we sold out of vendor booths weeks ago. So there are no more vendor spots available, which is huge for us.
That's awesome.
That we just sold it. Like, it was like very, very fast. And over half sold out the day I announced the show. It was amazing.
That's amazing.
It was an amazing.
That is so amazing.
A really amazing interest and feedback, and I really appreciate all those folks coming out. But one of the vendors that's coming out is actually JH Audio, that's located in that Rock Lidditz area, and they do the custom in-ears.
There you go.
Right. So what they're doing is they're offering, they're going to do molds at the show for free.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you can come, sit down, get basically custom molds made, and then if you want, then you can go over to they can stay at their booth, or you can go over to their other location. at some point they'll have your mold on file, and you can try out the different things with different drivers and get them custom made. They're doing that for free. They're doing that for free. So get your molds. Everyone should get your molds made. That way, when it comes that day, that you're ready to get your stuff. But that's one of the things the earplug thing got me, because they're here to help protect your hearing, really.
Yes. Well, because that's what I would recommend for some people that have really sensitive ears. Is if you're coming to the show, expect loudness. Maybe bring a pair of earphones or earbuds or some earwear protection, because that was the main thing for me.
The noise
I
stimulation.
still have pretty decent ears.
Yeah.
That's why I needed to get away. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's a lot. There's a couple things we're doing to combat that.
Yes.
Okay, so first and foremost, Mickey's Black Box is a great venue for this because it has tall ceilings.
That's right.
So a lot of the sound travels.
Yes.
Right? And it's not a super echoey chamber, even though there's a lot of hard surfaces. It is not. There's two things that are happening this year. First, we restructured. I'm about to announce in a couple shows, I'm going to put out the vendor booth layout.
Okay.
We rearranged the whole show. So it's no longer one big open room. And we're using a lot of curtains and baffles to make kind of smaller, more intimate rooms. Not that they're super tight or anything like this.
Yeah.
But there's there's a lot of separation now between booths. So you should be able to have a lot less of that crosstalk of just the chaos of stuff. There's going to be a lot of curtains used in that place. And that venue, they're going to hang stuff, flag, they can fly banners. It's a beautiful
that venue
transformer of a building. It's amazing. It really is. It's amazing.
Incredible.
So we're doing that. We're also moving things around a little bit. There are more pathways. We're opening up the backstage areas. And there are more pathways to get around. So there's no longer like one big loop.
Yeah.
There's like several ways you can get around.
It's a maze now.
So if there's a famous drummer sits down and starts demoing something, we're going to, there's 6 ways to get around that. So it's not clogging up the whole flow of traffic. We've added 5 booths in addition to what was there last year. We're using the loading dock area for consignment. We're using the other backstage area for more booths, and we've expanded. We've restructured and rearranged things to a place where we could add 2 or 3 more booths elsewhere in the room, but still have all the backstage. So literally everything except for the green rooms backstage and the office at Mickey's Black Box is like going to be filled with drums.
So it's a lot bigger now.
It's a lot bigger.
Okay.
It's every square footage. If the show grows bigger than this, we're going to have to put a tent out front or something. I don't even know.
Right.
But the other thing about the sound is that we do have staff there to make sure people aren't wailing away on stuff. Demos are limited to, 15, 20 seconds, you say, but if someone's have a real light touch, that's a different thing. For some of the vendors that have drum sets, we've talked to them individually, and they know that, like, hey, don't let someone wail just to play. Like, demoing something is different than just playing and showing off or something like that. So we do have staff that are there incognito to make sure that things don't get too out of hand for folks, especially with sensitive hearing.
Well, we're going to take a little bit of break because I have to talk about our sponsor for the show. We have a sponsor today.
Excellent.
This show is brought to you by the SRCC, the very place where we are right now. This is a venue for, this is a multiple of things. I like to say that it is a gym for creatives, in that we have a rehearsal space and an event space right out there where we did a TV show with Adam Stec and the Clifton Bryan Country Band that is hopefully soon to come out. And we have the podcast room. We have a super cool lounge upstairs. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
It's so cool.
I snooped. Last time we were here, I snooped. This place is really cool.
This place is really cool. We have an art space and a photography space, and it only costs, $75 is the minimum per month to become a member here, and then you get access to most of these amenities. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
And we have our open mics every Wednesday. We have events going on all the time. I host a short cinema showcase, so if you have a short film that you would like to promote or push, you can do that. That's every other month. We're kind of going to hold off on that until the spring because it gets cold in the winter.
Absolutely.
I like to stay inside. We have our Super Smash Bros. Tournament coming up November 9th.
Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So if you think you can beat anybody else at Super Smash Bros., come on out to that event. That'll be held Saturday at 12 p.m., not a.m., 12 p.m. Sometimes I get those mixed up.
It's okay. That's why I say noon.
Noon o'clock, right here at the SRCC.
It's only 1 noon.
And if you want to check out what else we have going on here, you can go to SRCC PA Art. That's 2 A's. That's PA and Art. .org or com. I can't remember exactly which. I think it's
Try
.org.
both.
Try both.
You might find a weird website that's unrelated.
That's okay. And we hope to see you here. All right, back to the conversation.
SRCC rules, guys. This place is sweet. I always say for the drum shop, drums, etc., we're drummers helping drummers. This is artists helping artists.
You know, I totally
It's
agree
awesome.
with that, and I'm super excited to be a part of this. And we've got some really big events. We have Shadowland coming here tomorrow. That'll be here. That's like, you know, a big emo event that's been going on for about 15 or so years.
That's great,
and
man.
it's being held here at the SRCC. There'll be a showing of a short horror film, and then some emo related bands be here. I don't know the entire details because I'm not in charge of it. So,
Yeah.
But I'm really excited it's happening.
Go to that website. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. All right, so PA Drum Show. That's a lot to go on. And do you ever think it'll get too big for you to handle?
No, because it's not all on me. The reason
There
that
you
this
go.
works is not because of me. It's because of my team, the staff at Drums, etc., and it's because of volunteers looking to help and be a part of the show, which I'm still collecting volunteers. I should use this opportunity to say, if you guys want to work the drum show, feel free to reach out to me at Drums, etc. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us, you can go on our website and chat us. We're very easy to get in contact with. Find us on social, DM me. Putting on a show like this takes a lot of folks that are willing to show up and have a good time and just do one very basic job. That might be, you know, putting wristbands on people's wrists when they pay for a ticket. That might be standing at the front door checking for bands or badges. That might be signing people in or you know, sorting out consignment tags and giving those to people and putting them on drums. Very basic jobs like that go a long way. You get to be a part of the show. You know, we always hook everyone up with a show T-shirt and everything for coming out and supporting. So if you don't think you want to look around all day, like we've got enough staff that all of our people can shop and check stuff out too. I should clarify. Our folks, there's no way this happens and we don't get a chance to look around. We're all drum nerds too. But if you're looking for a way to help out the shop, to help out the drum show, if you think it's a good idea, you don't have to be trained in drumming or drum gear by any means. Feel free to reach out to us. I'd love more volunteers. The more volunteers, the better. Even if that's a couple hours to help set up tables or tear down after the event, it's gonna be a great event. But no, I don't think the event can get too big for us. For me, oh yeah, it's already too big for me. It's already too big for just me to plan on the whole thing. But I'm just really excited that Drums, etc. is now associated with the show. It's part of the show. And it's one of many events that we do around the shop that is just building into something very special. And the number one priority is to give back to the community, and this is how we do it.
To kind of round out the conversation on the show, what is one dream thing that you would like to implement eventually?
Fire, pyrotechnics, very specifically.
I kind of figured that would be the answer.
No, that would be pretty epic. But as the show grows, I hope to really do something special that other shows don't do, and it's to facilitate, break down that barrier between the vintage drum collector market and the brand new market. Now we're getting into nerdy kind of stuff, but the PA Drum Show was very much a vintage drum show where folks would bring vintage drum stuff. I love all that stuff. I also work in a drum shop that sells new stuff. I love all that stuff. There's new advancements, and then there's the vintage thing, and the word vintage now applies to 80s and some 90s stuff, which blows my mind personally. But you see I don't know, a 92 drum set, like, yeah, I just got a vintage kit I'm bringing out. I'm like, vintage? how young, how old do you have to be considered vintage? But it's all drums. It's all drum community. Break down the barriers, break down the stigmas. Let's just focus on all helping each other and supporting each other. And the drum community in itself is inherently supportive of one another. There's very little head-to-head competition. There's very little beef between drummers. We share a lot. We share a lot. It's I can't say the same for every music instrument community.
Sure, yeah.
There are some that are notoriously more competitive for that chair or for that position, but drummers are usually very open to sharing different things. Drum community is great, so I want to see that spread into the drum show and have that vintage community and these new guys kind of kind of merge into one. So that's one. A very specific physical thing is I want photo ops. That's what I want. I need giant blow up drum set, like ridiculous things like that.
That would be fun.
You know what I'm saying?
That would be great.
Or like or some crazy something crazy like that. So there's the philosophical answer and then the very specific answer. Almost pyrotechnics, not quite. But I think having some photo ops and to involve local businesses more, that would be an easy way out front.
I guess one way you could do it is get a cardboard cutout of a drum set, and then you can have like a seat where kids can
yeah
do it like that.
It's hilarious the thought of having a cardboard cutout of a drum set
is really funny.
It's hilarious when there's literally like more drum sets in one room
than
anywhere. More actual drum sets in one room than anywhere else. But
you could set up an actual drum set and have a kid or whatever behind
But you
that.
know, things like that, little things like that have been on my list, that have been number 78 that I never get to. You know, things like that are always going to keep coming, keep developing as the drum show grows.
Could rent out a little photo service booth, so a photo booth service, and then have a bunch of like those little like signs that say drums, etc. And stuff like that.
Yeah, there's so much I want to do.
Yeah.
Couple things I still need. I'm gonna put this out.
Okay,
You're giving me this platform. I'm putting it out here.
Yeah.
We haven't decided on a photographer for the event.
Oh.
So if there's anyone looking to add this to the repertoire of things they've done, the PA Drum Show is a huge event. There's hundreds of people there. We're looking for someone to be around all day to take pictures of stuff. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is for promoting the event. The best way of doing it is word of mouth. But also, if anyone has any contacts with any of the papers, the news stations, we're here for interviews. We've got all of the big names on board. Ed Toth already said that he'll show up to any interview, any sort of situation or anything like that. So we can do something with him as well.
Bring him here.
That's what we're going to do. So there's that. Any promotion that you can help us with, or if you have any contacts, just shoot him a message. Just be like, hey, this PA Drum Show thing's going on. They're looking to promote it. It really goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Reaching out to our communities and saying, hey, we're trying to do something really cool. We really believe in it. Just shoot that DM off to someone. You don't have to pester anyone. Just be like, hey, this is a cool event going on. Adam would love to talk to you. Do it. We love it. We love it.
I'll give you a few connections after the show.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how it works.
All right. So getting to the actual drum shop.
Yeah.
You've owned Drums Etc. for 3 years, is it? Almost?
Yeah, it's a little over, but yeah.
A little over?
Yeah, about 3.5 years. Yep.
So you're just to preface this, give an actual location. You're on Lidditz Pike.
We are on Lidditz Pike.
Where
we are right across the street from the sandwich factory. People know Neffsville Vet. It's technically Neffsville is the nearest town. Neffsville Vet, we're right on the same side of the street, right across from the sandwich factory. If folks knew our previous location on New Holland Avenue, 15 minutes down the road, I can get to Lidditz in 10 minutes. I can get to Lancaster in 7. We're very close. Very close. Yeah, depending on traffic.
Yeah,
depending on traffic and construction nowadays.
Yeah, but, I was going to say, yeah, right.
That road's notorious for it. But there are other ways. Use Oregon Pike to get to us. Come back Meadow Lane, the shortcut back there. If you're from Manheim, come up Fruitville Pike. You can get to us a lot easier with avoiding 501 if you want to.
Right.
But yeah, Drums Etc. is a drummer's pro shop. That's exactly what we do. It's very, very straightforward. We sell drums, drumsticks, accessories, cymbals, and a little bit of other stuff.
The rewrapping service,
etc. Yeah, we just launched a lot of different projects at the shop. So now we're offering custom laser engraved drumsticks, custom logo bass drum heads.
We have one.
Which you have one at the SRCC. Very cool. And we just started refinishing drums, so we're doing a lot of that work, which involves rewrapping the drums in different finishes, making them look different. I'm doing personally, I've just built this shop, and we're doing a lot of custom work. Installing brackets, drilling, cutting sizes of shells down, all the stuff people are afraid to do. We've got the expertise and the team to do it.
And if you want proof of that, you have your own reels and videos about it.
Yeah, constantly follow us on social. Find Drums Etc. on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. We're out there, or YouTube.
Just at Drums Etc.
Just search Drums Etc. We'll come up. Drums etc. Yep, we'll come up. And that's at the beginning. We also have a great lesson program.
That's right.
So if anyone's looking for drum lessons right now through Halloween, if anyone gives us a call, we'll give you a free first half-hour lesson with a drum teacher. That can be hand drums, that can be cajon, djembe, whatever, or it can be drum set. We've got full teaching staff. We just at the beginning of the year hired. We opened a second studio, so we've got 2 studios that have availability Monday through Saturday. We're open on a musician schedule, 11 to 8. So we can go. We go a little later. We start a little later. That's how we operate. So feel free to reach out. We'll get you a free lesson if you're listening. Just tell the folks you heard about it on the podcast here, so I can give some feedback to Corey that folks are listening and coming out. But yeah, we sell all the stuff, but we also have events happening at the shop. We do drum circles monthly. Every month, the last Sunday of every month, we have a drum circle in our space. We also do master classes every month. This year we've done both. So those usually happen on Saturdays or Sundays. Our next one's November 3rd with Gabe Stasnik, and that's going to be everyone grabs sticks and a practice pad. And he's going to show you exercises and different things. But we have also other talks that we do about recording, about performing, about confidence. A lot of the stuff is this game,
It's
the mental game.
100%.
Less about the physical. But we do all sorts of different things, and we recruit the areas and beyond experts in the drumming community. But we try to keep everything cheap, guys. We got to keep everything accessible.
The last match class I went to was like $10.
$10.
Yeah.
$10, $15, to get in, and that's just to go to the shop and the artists to support this, to continue, basically to pay for the next one. That's how we operate. We're trying to keep everything as accessible as possible. And as always, if anyone has any questions about drumming or the drum industry or anything, just come in. Yeah. We love to talk drums. That's why we started that podcast, is because that's what we do every day.
Yeah, it is so crazy the amount of stuff you do in that little old shop.
I know.
That's so cool.
I know.
And let's talk about the podcast a little bit. That was a recent invention since the last time I've had you on.
Mm-hmm.
Why, what, and where?
Yeah, Drum Key Podcast is what we do every day. Like I mentioned, down basically at the front counter, we have these really in-depth, insightful conversations most of the time about drums, and we always give advice, and we've got expertise. We talk about gear. We talk about life. We talk about, we share a lot as drummers, as I mentioned before. So that's the whole premise of the podcast, is bring in a drummer and then have Sean and I, bring up different topics and we talk about them. There's a lot in the industry that's talked about on a one-to-one basis, but isn't out there.
Yes.
So we like to address those things and be like, it's okay if you feel stuck in a rut. It's okay if you can't quite get that shuffle as fast as some other guy did, and just try to be encouraging to drummers and talk about the stuff that no one talks about. We also have a unique position because we're in the drum industry that I can talk about, buy-ins and why do you see stuff at a store? Why don't you see stuff at a store? What is the process behind it? What are representatives from companies really there to do? Are they just door-to-door salesmen? What do they pitch you? How much money does this cost? We're talking about that kind of thing. We're really pulling back the curtain of the music industry and the music store retail industry, because it's changed a lot, and as it changes, we talk about it. And it's there's sort of this system in place now where it's encouraging the thriving big business and kind of making it harder for the little guys.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not great. But we're still here, and we have an obligation and responsibility and a desire to continue to have that small shop mentality, because we know how valuable the insight is that folks are getting there, and we're doing it in a big way, and it's working, and we appreciate the support of anyone who listens or watches it. It's called Drum Key, which is the tool you use to tune the drums, for those who don't know, but also it's like, it's the key to drumming. It's a good name.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah, I like it a lot. And you guys do that every so often, or?
We do it monthly, except for July and September of this year, because the drum show got crazy. No, we're gonna make it up. We do 12 episodes a year is our typical, and your episode will be recorded live at the drum show.
That's right.
So if anyone sits in on that podcast or comes out and wants to rewatch that, or if they can't make the drum show for some reason,
it's gonna be a long episode.
It's gonna be a 3-hour episode. At least, right?
Yeah, right.
And we're gonna post it up there so folks can get that knowledge and that insight. Obviously, in person's great because you can do Q&A after and everything. But yeah, we're just trying to document what we're doing and share it with as many people as possible.
Yeah, no, I am super excited for everything you guys got going on. It's almost too much to keep up with, at least on my crazy schedule.
I promise. I sleep. I do sleep sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because while you're all doing this, you're also part of the band.
Yeah, I'm the drummer for Clifton Bryan Country. I'm out here playing country. I just got a hat, which is everyone's first question. I'm very excited about it. Don't have boots yet, but I got a hat. It's a new look, a new
look
thing.
for sure.
I'm a hat guy. It's rare that I'm not wearing a hat. This is very fancy Adam, where I gel up my hair a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be fancy on a podcast, look professional. But no, I wear hats all the time. I'm a hat guy, but I never bit the bullet. I just got this cowboy hat made, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
Well, I went to a show and they were like steaming them, and I'm like, I want to tell a guy. I want to look like a cowboy, and for him to make all the decisions for me. And
That's so cool.
he did what he did or whatever.
That's
They didn't
awesome.
cost anything extra. I'm not crazy. It's not crazy. I spent a crazy amount of money.
That's cool though.
But yeah, I just got a hat. But yeah, I'm drumming, and I'm doing a lot of other stuff too. Some freelance recording, different things like that. I've done, studio sessions. I've done my own thing, but I'm a drummer. And if you can't stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I no matter what you do, if you work within your passion, it's that whole work, try to find some, never work a day in your life if you work, doing something that you love. And I absolutely love my job, but there have been times where the playing has got put on the back burner, and that is never good. That's a clear sign that something is amiss in my life. It's like, Adam, you need to pick up the sticks. All right, enough talking about it. Pick up the sticks and start playing. So I've been doing that regularly this year. I also play my church, so that's a regular thing weekly that I do, just to make sure I'm kicking off that rust and staying active as a player in addition, because that's super important to me.
Do you want to talk about your faith a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I can. That whole journey for me, it's a very personal thing for a lot of people, and it was because of music that I got into that in general. That's what I didn't come for the sermon, I came for the band. That's what happened. That's reality, right? And then that turned into me
something
discovering
serious.
my faith in something serious. And I think there are a lot of people out there. I've recently met people that were in the same situation. I grew up in a religious family, so it was just like, this is what's happening to you.
Yeah,
you're going. So then I pushed back heavily against that, and then I came and found it on my own later, and it's great. And I know people like go through that same thing. Like, I need something.
I've been through that.
It's this, yeah. So, and I think that happens to a lot of folks who are. They call out things as they are. I don't want to say like hyper realistic type people, but they're just like, no, this is what's happening. That's what's happening. I heard that guy use that tactic on a TED Talk, and I learned about it. And maybe I know better. You know what I mean? Like, you're very easy to try to like figure things out. I'm very discovery.
Skeptic and
you're
cynical.
A skeptic, right? And I think that happens to a lot of artists who like to figure things out. The fact that you are a musician, if you're a musician that's listening, and you figured out this instrument, you figured out your place in a band, in a group, the dynamics of everything is really, really quite extraordinary. You put so much effort into that, right?
Yeah.
That type of person, I find similarities with a lot of folks in faith. Immediately, if it's something's forced upon them, they like to push back against it, and then find it on their own way, and that's what happened to me.
No, it was funny because the way I became baptized was like, oh, look, there's a pool.
Nice.
Oh, I gotta say these things to be a part of it. Okay, jump in.
Yeah, it's a funny journey, and like I said, that's all on, everyone use your discretion and do your own thing. But that's just a little bit of my journey with it, and I found a lot of similarities in musicians and drummers I've talked to, where it started out that way. The genesis of them discovering things is kind of on their own after that pushback,
Right.
And don't be scared of that.
No.
And you can change your mind. You can change your mind about things and be open to things after they happen. So
how do you incorporate your faith, if at all, into your business?
Yeah, I'm not super pushy about it. I don't really like in the traditional sense of like, yeah, there's a big old crucifix above the counter. It's not like most folks walking in wouldn't know, but I think a lot of faith and sharing your faith is just how you live your life and how that's represented. And then eventually, if folks, see your example and are affected by you, they'll do some digging, maybe ask you a couple questions, and that's the best way to approach it.
No, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
One last question: where do you find yourself most in tune with God?
Oh, jeez. That's interesting.
Adam wasn't
You're
expecting
shaking.
these
I was
questions.
like, we're promoting a drum show here. No, I think that the on the nose answer would be playing the drums, but that's not true. It's being with other people, and as I continue in my life and in my business, career, what I see myself doing is pushing the events, pushing like the drum show. Like people need to be together, you know, and people need,
Creating
this is
community.
create a community. That's it. A local community for the drummers in my little shop we got going on, a bigger community in the drum industry with the PA drum show. And that's really important. You need to be with other people. Don't isolate yourself. You need to be with, even if you're an introvert, you got to come to the drum show.
That's why I forced myself to do
Don't
this.
worry. Don't worry. You gotta, be social, and there's a lot of community there, and that's probably the best answer.
If me, an introvert, can do a 3-hour-long podcast, or is willing to do a 3-hour-long podcast
In front of an audience,
you can at least come to the drum show.
Yeah,
So,
come to the drum show. There's no pressure. It is
no pressure.
There's
Come to the drum show.
No, there's definitely a lot of things. Thank you for growling at the audience. No, but there's a lot of events and stuff where it's just like, hey, have you thought about this? And they try to like pull you in, or like weird like used car salesman you on stuff.
Right.
And that really gets to me. I hate that. And you don't have to do anything at the drum show. You can walk around and just look. Like everyone,
it's fun.
It's just fun. It's a place to hang out, and you get to see stuff. If you see something you like, buy it. Support the vendors and stuff.
Multiple events to do.
But it's low pressure. It is the biggest drummer hang in the country. It's awesome.
And like we said earlier, that event space that I'll be a part of, you can just sit down and you could probably even have your own little conversations on the side too, because it won't be that big of a deal.
Take a break, grab a bite to eat.
Yeah.
Have your own conversation, share, network if you want, or just bring a friend and just sit back and just observe and hang out.
Yeah. People watch. Watch people do their drum sets. You're probably going to see a lot of maybe funny accidents throughout the day.
Yep.
Speaking of that, what's one of the funniest things you've ever done, or embarrassing things you've ever done?
At the show alone?
At a show, or playing drums or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's the curse of the drummer. I say curse because I always feel the pressure to start songs, and I've clicked into things and played them wrong. I was just recently at an open mic, and I played a verse and a chorus of a song, and then I realized, oh, this is supposed to be a shuffle, and it wasn't. Right. And I played it straight. There's stupid things like that, and you feel the weight of the world on you, and you start to sweat. You get that sense of dread feeling when you mess something up, especially when it's on the fly like that. But then you move on, and no one cares, and someone smiles at you, and you make the best of it. So
100%.
that stuff doesn't, I'm trying to let that stuff roll off of me, the embarrassing little things.
Yeah, that's what you have to do as a musician, because otherwise do it snowballs, and then you make more of a fool of yourself than what you would have.
Yeah, and everyone's so worried about their own self. They're worried about what people think of them, which is not good.
Not good, no.
But they're so worried about themselves, they ain't worried about you.
Yeah.
Just keep playing, just keep going, keep drumming, keep playing, come to the drum show and hang out. That's it. That's all I got.
One last question: what is one technique that you are still working on as a drummer?
Technique I'm working on as a drummer? I've got a bunch. I have a lot in the pot stewing right now. But the big one I want to say is the just time, like timekeeping. As boring of an answer as this is, like keeping things straight, not speeding up, not slowing down, like things like that are super important. And I am very much, my style as a drummer is pull things out, back up,
really?
play less. Like I'm very like simple, like half time it, play less, as often as I can. But keeping that pulse going is really important. So at the moment I've really developed my feel, but my time has slipped a little bit, and I'm currently like now pulling it back in, reining it back in a little bit.
That's always like the thing of drummers. They either speed up or they really, really slow it down, and it's
it's and where I'm at is music should breathe. I'm not one of those kind of guys by any means. I think that music needs to breathe and feel and move around, and when the energy kicks up, it not be robotic. I'm very much, the human element is what makes a performance. But just keeping, just being aware of that, listening, developing your ear, and then, but when it comes time to, jumping in on that song from the top, yep, jumping in from the song on the top. Go ahead, drummer, count it in.
Right.
Being on the nose, like on the dot. Yeah.
Well, where can people find you?
They can find me at Drums Etc. all the time.
All the
That's
time.
where I am. That's where
Most
I
of
am.
the time. I've tried to find you at Drums Etc. and you were not
Most
there.
of the time. I'm either doing drum-related things, or I'm at a drum shop. No, but you can find me at Drums Etc. We've got a small crew. We got 4 guys right now. Me, Sean, Freddie, Mark. That's it. Right now, we try to have at least 2 of us at the shop at a time. So it's very simple to contact us. Anywhere you find Drums Etc., you can find any of us very, very easily. I'd be happy to talk to anyone about anything. Drum show, motivation, public speaking. What else do I got? Drumming, event planning, whatever. I'm here to give back to the community as much. Everything I learn, I'm giving back out. That's it. That's it. There's no secrets. There's no edge I'm trying to keep on someone. I want to work with as many people as possible, involve more local businesses into everything I'm doing, and just be grateful for what I have and give back.
And also, if you can't find stuff in the shop, you could probably order it in at drumsetcetera.com.
Everything.
Give
us a call. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll get it for you.
Well, with all that said, Adam, thank you so much for for coming on the show.
What was that?
I don't know.
What are you thanking me for? Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, no, I just got back from a 3-day trip from Nashville, or a 4-day trip.
Yeah, you need to just take a nap after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thanks for having me, man. As always,
man.
I'm super stoked about the show. Glad to have you involved.
I'm so excited for this.
It's going to be a blast.
All right, well, if you have enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share it with all your friends so that way they can come to the drum show too.
Absolutely.
And if you want to check out anything else that I do over on my end of things, not the drum show things, or at least beyond the drum show things, because you're coming to the drum show. Everybody should. You can go to CoreyRosenProductions.com. That's CORYROSEN Productions.com. Find out all the movie stuff I do, all the gamer stuff that we're currently doing at November 9th. You should be there. And all the SRCC things, which you can find at SRCCPA Art. Anywhere. All social media. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.